We'll be talking about transitioning into tech. We'll know if actually it is everybody that is supposed to transition into tech. Because when you're walking on the street with the way people talk about tech, even when you're scrolling, through the timeline on social platforms, you see adverts, sponsored adverts about how you should transition to tech, how you should move to tech, about how people are making money in tech, you know. And when I see ads like that, when I see and I hear comments like that, it makes me wonder. I begin to wonder if actually it is everybody that have to move to tech. Because if we have everybody moving or transitioning into tech, then who are the people that will produce the food that we are eating? Who are the people that will be the electricians, the mechanic, the plumbers, the uh, carpenters? Mention them. Who are the people that will be doing the technical jobs on ground, right? So I begin to wonder because the truth is, it is not everybody that will transition into tech. It's not everybody that will be on the digital space, selling their skills and making money. There will be some people who will be on ground, you know, offering all these services that I just talked about. There will always definitely be somebody who is doing the carpentry service. There will always be somebody who is handling the plumbing services. You know, we always need people who will be doing our technical jobs and the handy service that we need on ground. Yes, but because we are in a world where technology is growing very, very fast, you see, it is always very good as an expert, as somebody who have a technical skill, who is rendering service in the physical world. It is always very good to look out for tech that you can use to better help you offer the service that you are offering. I think the right message is not really about everybody should transition into digital skills, leaving their work and going to get a digital skill and start rendering a digital service. I think the message should be also advising other people who have technical skill to look out for technologies that they can use to help them operate more efficiently. That is how it should be. Like we have several softwares and hardwares that can help any technical guy to function in a more proper and better way. If you say you are a carpenter, for instance, you know, there are platforms online where you can go and register and you learn more on how to do your carpentry service. If and also there are hardwares that you can purchase, technologies that will help you work faster and better, right? So instead of encouraging everybody to go into digital skill, and most of the digital skills that they talk about, they want to encourage you to go into data science, they want to encourage you to go into software development, they want to encourage you to go into blockchain technology, UI UX design, graphic design, video editing, so many of those kind of skills. They want to encourage you to do that. Why? It's okay to do that. But the thing is, when you go into all these skills that they're encouraging you to go into, it will result in you leaving this technical skill that you have been doing for a very long time. It is not, this video is teaching us that it is not as if you cannot make money with this skill, this technical skill you already have. All you simply need to do is to learn the part of technology that can help you better use this skill that you have plus technology to serve your customers properly. I think that is what the message should actually be. Because most times when you leave your practical skill that you have been practicing for years, right? And go into the digital field, the digital area, trying to solve digital problems, trying to solve digital problems. You are also exposing yourself because you have left the area where you have experience. You have been you have been working for years. You have been practicing carpentry for a very long time. You have experience. You know every angle of that carpentry business. You know areas that have problem that you can solve if you have a if you have technology with you. So um you have more command, you have more respect, you have more control in that area than moving to the digital area where you have other people already have that area. Good. So that is just it. It is all about looking around for softwares and hardwares that can help you as a carpenter, for instance, to serve your customers well. Instead of leaving your carpentry service that you're already rendering to go and start learning software development and learning software development and also digital science and leaving your practical skill that you have been practicing for a very, very long time. Let's talk about Emeka, the mechanic, right? Emeka is walking on the street and he's hearing people talking about tech. He's hearing people talk about how they're making a lot of money being in tech and rendering services online and earning in dollars. And also, whenever Emeka scrolls through the timeline of his social platforms, maybe on Facebook, maybe on any of the platform he sees posts, he sees ads on how he can learn a digital skill and start earning in dollars, rendering services to people abroad from where he is. You know, Emeka looked at it and he thought, okay, maybe I should consider this idea. And Emeka has been a mechanic for almost 7 years. He has been practicing his mechanic service. He has been helping people repair their vehicles. He has been making money. But because Emeka want to earn in dollars, he decided to leave his mechanic skill and went to learn a digital skill. Now, after learning this digital skill, Emeka started applying for works online. Each time he applies, he never gets the job. When he applies, he never gets the job. And Emeka feels frustrated because the whole thing is not turning out to be the kind of message that was sold to him, right? When he submits, he does not get the job simply because another person will get the job. The truth is, another person will always get that job because that person is more experienced than Emeka. That person has been in that industry, digital industry, for almost like a decade. Emeka, for instance, studied software development. He has only used like 6 months to study and practice and do his practical. Somebody who has been in that software development industry or field for more than a decade will always get a job compared to when Emeka is competing, because that person has more experience and has a bigger portfolio to show for it. Good. So, and now Emeka has left his mechanic work and now he's struggling in the digital space, looking for opening where he can work as a software developer. Good. So the truth is, things don't really work this way. It does not really work this way. Emeka will have problem because Emeka is moving from an industry where he knows everything as a mechanic. He knows every enterprise in that industry. He knows all the value chain of that industry. He knows all the areas where he can just go, tweak something and he will make money. But he has left there and he has moved to another industry. He has moved to another area where he has to be competing with people who have been in that area for a very long time. Those who have more experience than him. Those people have more experience, those people have more connection, and they have a bigger portfolio than Emeka. So it's not going to be easy for Emeka to survive in that industry, right? So the thing is, there are disadvantages when it comes to leaving an area where you are already grounded to move to a digital field. There are disadvantages, you know. And number one of the disadvantages, you compete with people who are more professional than you. You compete with people who are more professional than you. They have been in that industry for a very, very long time, right? They have bigger portfolio, they have more experience. You that just learned the skill, you know, you don't have much work to show, and you may not be so experienced when it comes to the technical part of that field that you have gone into. So those guys who are already there in that industry will always be ahead of you. That is one of the disadvantages. Number two, you join thousands of people who are competing for a job. When you have a digital skill, one of the things is you are struggling for a job with so many people all over the world. We have people, for instance, who are into data science, right, in China. We have people who are into data science in America. In UK, we have so many people all over the world who are into data science. You'll be competing with all those people, right? So you tend to be competing in a very big market. That is one of it. So if you are not good enough, definitely there will always be a lot of people out there who are better than you, and they will get the openings than you. And another disadvantage is you don't have enough knowledge of that industry or that field that you are going into. You don't have enough knowledge. These guys who have enough knowledge, they know how to go about it, and they will always be ahead of you. You have left an area where you have more knowledge of, and you have moved to another person's area. So you don't have enough knowledge. They will get, these other guys have more knowledge than you. How tech should actually be seen, right? I like tech to be seen as a tool. And what do you do with a tool? You use a tool to repair, and you also use a tool to create, right? So tech is not an end in itself. It's a means to an end. That means tech starts from idea. It starts from idea. When you have an idea, you now look out for the tech skill that is required to be able to build that idea, right? So if you feel you don't have the tool to be able to build that idea, it's either you go and learn how to use the tool, or you contract somebody who knows how to use the tool to help you build that your idea. Good. So the way tech really work is, like I said, you use it to build on top something, use it to build something. How it should work for you to properly use tech. For instance, Emeka, who's a mechanic, he has been in that mechanic field for a very long time. He understands the in and out of that business. He knows areas in the business that are facing some challenges or problems, and he knows the kind of solutions that are required in these areas. So if Emeka haven't gone to acquire a tech skill, come back, look at the areas in his mechanic trade, in his mechanic business, look for areas that he can use his tech skill to provide a solution to. He can create a solution to solve a certain problem in that his mechanic business. Nobody knows about that mechanic business more than Emeka, because Emeka has been in that mechanic business for a very long time. He has more authority than any other person that is not in that area. So Emeka uses the tech skill he has gone to acquire to build a solution in that mechanic business that he is. He now uses that solution to solve his problem. And if his problem is solved in a way that he is satisfied, he can now sell that solution that he has created to other mechanics around where he is. And if he solves their problem, he can now think of going international, selling that his solution to other mechanics in other countries. That is how tech should be seen, and that is how tech should be used. If, for instance, like the story I've said earlier, Emeka, after acquiring a tech skill, knowing how to develop, build websites or build web application or build software, instead of Emeka to bring the skill back to the business he's in, the business he has been doing for a very long time, instead of bringing the skill to the business, Emeka now learned the skill and moved to another business and leave his mechanic business that he has been for years, that he has studied, that he knows everything about. He now moved to starting to compete with people who are out there looking for projects that they want to help people solve. People who they start surfing for jobs on LinkedIn. He has moved away from his area of authority, and he will get lost in the crowd. He will get lost in the crowd because he will end up competing with people who are better than him. He will end up competing with people he will be competing in a market that has so many people, right? So the best way is Emeka using his tech skill to solve a solution in his mechanic business. That is how tech should be looked at. That is how people who have technical skills physically should use tech. It's either they use a software to better help them serve their customers, or they look out for modern hardwares out there that will help them serve their customer well. Sometimes people don't know how to, especially people who have technical skill in the physical world here, they don't know how to really use technology. But you will know how to use technology first if you first of all know the kind of business you are into. You need to know your industry. Which industry are you? You need to know the enterprise in the industry that you are, right? And you need to know the value chain. In the value chain, what area are you? Say for instance now, somebody who's into poultry, right? Livestock. Your industry is agric. You are in the agric industry. And there are several enterprises in the agric industry, right? One of the enterprises is livestock production. We have crop production. We have vegetable production. We have so many enterprises in that industry. Good. So if you are in livestock, because you are in the livestock enterprise, you will know which area, what's your value chain. Where actually are you? You are producing chicken, you are producing meat for the market. You also know the problems that people who are producing meat in the market, you will now know the problem that they are encountering. So once you know your industry and you know your enterprise, you know the area you are in the value chain of that business and the industry that you are, you will be able to now know which problem to solve with the tech skill that you have gone to learn. So it is always very necessary in any business you do to first know the industry you are in. Are you in the food industry? Are you in the construction industry? Right? Are you in the oil and gas industry? Then after knowing the industry that you find yourself, you should also still know the enterprise that you are in. Right? In the construction industry, which enterprise? Are you into woodwork? Are you into wood? Once you know your enterprise, you know which value you offer in that enterprise, and you know the problems. Once you know the problems around in that enterprise, you'll be able to know which problem to solve with the tech skill that you have acquired. So if we continue like this, we'll end up having startups, people who are using tech to solve a local problem. right? We'll end up having more of those kind of people in the society than having people, so many people out there with technical skill and struggling for little job openings out there. As I speak with you now, there are a lot of people with digital skill out there searching for projects, searching for projects to be included in, searching for work to do. We have a lot of software developers who are open for projects, right? We have a lot of people who are into analysts, right? And that they analyze data, but they are looking for work. They are out there submitting CV because they have digital skills but nothing to do. So this idea will work. It's simply getting a digital skill, bringing it to your technical skill. Look for which problem you can solve. Solve that problem. Try it. If it works for you, look for people who also do that same technical work that you do. Let them also try it. If it solves their problem, then you sell it out to other people. That is how startups start, and you make more money and you'll be happy that you took that decision. So that is how tech helps to grow and make people's life better. I hope this video has really helped you. It has given you the mindset that tech is a tool. When you get tech, bring it back, apply it in your technical skill, use it to solve a problem in that trade, in that technical business that you are doing, whether you are into carpentry or you are into you are an electrician, you are into plumbing. Use tech to devise a solution, right? Solve a problem in that field that you are, then sell the solution to people and you'll be happy with it. Thank you for watching this video. If you get any value from this video, drop a comment and like the video and also share out to people to see it. Thank you.